Yep. Somebody has the answers. Answers I already know. I've done it tired and now I'm weak. Um, got the waiting for people to join in here before I start going, because I don't like to start off and when there's nobody watching and tell what I'm going to talk about. And then once people start watching, I have to start repeating myself once people join in. And so I'm going to talk about some other stuff. Maybe what else can I talk about before while we get a few people in the room? And no, it's Holy Toledo. Means the same thing as Holy Moses. It's like when you open the church, Holy Toledo, Holy Toledo. That's what it all meant. Nobody ever thought of it that way. Yeah, holy bejesus. Bejesus. That's reminds me of the. I watch this one. Sometimes I watch this one YouTube channel, the treasure hunting with Jeebus. You know, being on the treasure hunt, he shows up and he does storage lockers and scratches scratch off tickets, whatever. But boy, I had more, and then it just dove. Nobody wanted to listen, because I'm saying I'm gonna. When it gets to 15 people, then I'll start telling you what I'm going to talk about. So as people keep dropping out and stuff, I'm not going to get to. I may not get to it. Yeah, I know. No, that's why I just decided to come in on was Thursday, 10/22/2020. There's 22 and there's 22 in the 2020 too. But people are still dropping off. Not interested in hearing what the solutions are. They're more interested in bullshit coordinates. No, I ain't gonna take any clothes off. You take yours. You take yours off, okay? How about that guy? That one guy, was he CNN guy that he got caught masturbating on a Zoom panel? You audio, my audio. Yeah, Verizon screwed with my microphone or something. I don't know. That's all we got. I don't have any other options for audio. I could maybe use this Bluetooth thing, but I've heard it makes a lot of noise. I could connect to this and try and, but there's a little bit of wind, a little breeze. How bad? I wish I knew how bad I can find out, right? I can find out how bad it is. Oh, let me try this. Boom. Okay, now how's the audio now? I turned my Bluetooth off on the phone. Okay, all right. Biden email's gonna get interesting. Yeah. Yeah, 14-year-old girl Biden was with. Yes. Hunter Biden with a 14-year-old girl. Brings his laptop in with child porn on it for service and didn't pick it up. Russians didn't. Russians had nothing to do with it. He took it down to some place I guess in Maryland or you know, Baltimore or I don't know where to go. Somewhere in Maryland. Okay. So everybody's been wondering as I've gone alone in there, where did he go alone? Where's your idea of where he went alone? You know, he, and why do you got to bring a flashlight? Because the Bible tells you to pray alone in the closet. He went in the closet alone. He went in, read his Bible in the closet alone. He went into the Bible on it with his own thoughts and not somebody else's thoughts telling him what to think of it. And you begin no for the first well yeah, because you see you begin it where warm waters halt, okay, and what in the poem I've known you can take the two words like the water, the warm waters and waters high, and oh okay, so begin it where high water halts, and where's that? At the end of Genesis. At the end of Genesis, and they set the dove off, you know, from the ark, and the dove comes back with an olive branch, meaning that the dove had found land. And then at the end of the book is the dove and the moon, because the water's high and the dove can't find any land to land on, so it landed on the moon. That's why they say at the end of the book, you've returned to the dove and the olive branch. and so what else? So if it ends at you begin it at the end of Genesis, and so you begin it in Exodus. Boom, right there with Moses, man. The Noah's Ark, the ark, yeah. The dove landed on Noah's, yeah, right. And yeah, there's something about a turtle dove too. Turtle dove and a dove, but they're two different. Yeah, so and there's no dove in Exodus, but the dove at the end of the book, guy cut down all the trees, right? And Forrest was talking about how many trees it took to print a newspaper or magazine or something, that all these trees to print those newspapers and magazine, you know. Well, that means that newspapers and magazines are made of wood. They're in the wood. If you're brave and in the wood, you're in the Bible, because it's printed on paper that's made from wood. He's playing with your head, you know. Yeah, and gone alone in there. He went alone into the Bible. He had his own set of beliefs. As I've gone alone in there. You know, I go read this usually in the bedroom. You know, when I'm going to bed or something, you get the Bible out and read it, right? So you usually you do that stuff alone. You don't need to go gather together in he said don't go into the church or the cave of the devil or whatever, you know. The beast is in these masses. The beast exists when you got these masses. You're going to run into some people that have no good in them whatsoever. Yeah, there's a lot of demons out there. You got to deal with demons every day. And the other thing, the Michael Douglas story, in Once Upon a While on the story on Michael Douglas, he has a little extra written about Jessica Lange being there. or living in Santa Fe, and these are some of the other people he'd see in Santa Fe, right? Well, Jessica Lange was in King Kong, and remember I told you take the chest, oh, and Jessica Lange's tied up with her arms out like this, like Moses. So these are subtle hints that are, she's stretched out like Moses. And lived in Santa Fe, I guess, according to Forrest. But she said she had a place, I think, in Connecticut or something. Probably Martha's Vineyard or something. Yeah. That's a stretch. No, it's not a. Yeah, that's a stretch, literally. Yeah, tied like that. Yeah, Moses did it on his own, and when he was battling the Philistines, he held his stick up over his head, and as long as he had his stick or his hands over his head, they were winning the battle. As soon as he put it down, they were losing. So he had other people help him hold his stick over his head, his heavy load, So, there's a lot about the Bible in it. You see what I did with my stick? This is, because the wood's really, you can get blisters on your hand from the wood walking with it. I wrapped it with lambskin, because Moses was a sheep herder, right? So it's a sheepskin, lambskin, same thing. So I got probably a 2-foot section of it wrapped with that lambskin, because sometimes you're grabbing the stick higher if you're trying to go down the hill and using it to keep you from falling down the hill. It's a cherry, not an olive. Or they take olives, them red olives you get in your cocktail, or the red cherries that they put in cocktails. Those are actually olives that are dyed red. They're flavored and dyed olives. But yeah, the whole poem was about going into as I got alone in there into the Bible. Yeah. But look at this, huh? I needed two feet of lambskin to wrap my rod. I just seen Jason was live. Jason, if you're he got called by the boss or whatever. But yeah, to talk to my kid about a job. What my son's been working as a guard there since 2016. Yeah, so he's been there 4 years. That and I know where the rabbit hole is. Yeah, you know where the rabbit hole is. Is there a rabbit hole in the Bible? He took it with him to heaven. He took it past the light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah. But that's a revelation alone. As I've gone alone in there, he's gone alone. He's read the Bible alone, without influence of somebody else telling him what it means and stuff, or telling him that your soul's condemned. Unless you do this, you ain't going to heaven. No, he reads it for it. He says, that's horse. Nah, that ain't true. He throws out what he likes and embellishes what he, or throws out what he doesn't like and embellishes what he likes, you know? Yeah. Torgo back here watching over. These are potato chips, corn chips. You had to finish that guacamole and chips. At the end of the rabbit hole. Yeah, no, there's no X in the poem. The X is the cross, and so I'm talking about time. The other guy was talking about time and stuff that had to do with time, and when you're the hour we do not know because if you do the follow the dots, follow the D's. The D's are the dots, and you connect all the D's, and it'll draw an hourglass on the poem. It'll draw an hourglass because the hour we do not know, and the hourglass it makes an X in the middle where it gets narrow, right? And that's where the creek is right through that X, making an asterisk. And so the treasure is in the poem. and it's because it's so biblical. But it's also about Moses as the treasure. You have to find Moses out in the forest. That's why you got to figure out what it's all about. You got to find the key character, and you got to find how to find the key character. And the Bible is made of wood. Paper is made of wood. That paper that all those trees that were killed to print it, make a newspaper. That's what he was talking. There's been a lot of trees that have been harvested to make paper to make Bibles. Although they used to be until maybe 100 years ago, the Bibles were pretty much printed from hemp paper. You didn't have to cut down the trees to make paper because they made it from hemp. That doesn't require all the Dow chemicals. Dow made tons of money to make marijuana illegal, hemp illegal, so that they could use his chemicals to process wood pulp into paper. Incest. I don't know about incest. But I just know that as I've gone alone in there, he went alone in there. He went alone in there. He went in his closet with his flashlight and read it on his own. The beginning and the end are the same because you begin it where warm waters, high waters halt. When the high waters halt is at the end of Exodus, when the flood recedes, when the great flood recedes. And what's that? I mean, at the end of Genesis, and the great flood recedes. And then there's Exodus. There's Genesis and then Exodus. So to begin it where the flood waters halt, where the high water, because it was high because it was warm. The ice caps melted, so it was warm, and so the water was high. And begin it where warm waters halt is at the end of Exodus and the dove, and that's why the dove's at the end of the book. And go in peace is got to. Yeah, I went through it in my other video with all the things. Go in peace, where it was. I have to look it up. I'd have to look it up here. Exodus 4:18. That's where, yeah, his Jethro tells him to go in peace. Wow. There it is. And Moses went and returned to Jethro, his father-in-law, and said unto him, Let me go, I pray thee, and return unto my brethren who are in Egypt, and see whether they be yet alive. And Jethro said to Moses, Go in peace. So, and the water high in numbers, and there's just all kinds of biblical clues in the poem. And point this came from, and the other thing, okay, yeah, I seen the shootist. I believe I don't remember what it was about, but I seen it. I remember the name. Um, you're gonna make me get sidetracked from what I was gonna say that was relevant. Created the world in 6 days. Yeah, but here's where it is. He has the "do not touch" in the back of the book in red letters, right? Because the red letters are what Christ said. All the stories in important literature are about Jews. Those authors are all Jewish or Hebrew, and except Hemingway, he was an anti-Semite. But I think they only say that because of the characters, the Jewish characters he cast were maybe of the Jewish or the Jewish stereotyped characters that he cast in his stories. That's why they called Hemingway an anti-Semite, but he did write about Jews. But is Forrest hinting that he's Jewish? Because do not read the red letters, do not read or do not touch. Don't touch red letters, just the Old Testament, not the New. Hey, Illinois Ghost. Yeah. This whole, as I got alone, he went alone in there. All the wood, all the trees had to be cut down to print all these Bibles. Begin at where high warm waters halt, the end of Exodus, when the dove at the end of the book. Is there a dove in the front of the book in one of the little drawing, the little artsy thing I'm thinking? Or a symbol to that. Oh, there's the horse. Gotta get some liquid here. Incest. So, book is dedicated to those who love the thrill of the chase, but yeah, I don't see anything with the dove in the beginning, but The whole point, yeah, it's like I'm alone in there. You just bring a flashlight because you're gonna go. You're gonna go in your closet. Go in your closet and pray alone. Do your prayer. Pray in the closet alone. Not in public. So, hey Maria, talking over your head. Get one of these, Raven. The Raven. That's the Alan Parsons. The Raven. That is awesome. I've seen him a couple of years ago, and I was hoping he didn't play the Raven. Man, I was like, play the Raven, but he was only playing songs. He was playing his iRobot album. Yeah, the poem, when you do the follow the dots on the poem, it kind of draws an hourglass. The time is running through there. And it divides the top half of the poem from the bottom half of the poem. Right where you cross the waters. Where it crossed the waters is in between the two Omegas when he was shot down in Laos. That was the end of his bombing and hurting people, and the beginning of a new life where he's about to return to a civilian life and go and enjoy the go enjoy life instead of bombing people. Man, came from two people. Yeah, no. My ancestor. I'm descended from Ramses, and Hercules is my 120th great grandfather. Or 130th, something like that. There was this one king, and he had to have his family tree going to Adam and Eve. I've got it right there. 140 generations, and people were here a lot longer than 140 years, or 140 generations. That's because if you take a generation every 25 years, just 25 years, and so you double the number of grandparents every generation. You double great each generation, the number of ancestors, and it'd be 80 generations to get back to the year zero. And so if you know how to do a spreadsheet and you type 1 in the first row, and in the second row you type the space above times 2. Okay, so it's taking that 1 times 2, so you got 2, 4, 8, 16. It's like computers, data, 16 gigabyte, 32 gigabyte, 64, 128. But you draw that down. So you take that formula in that second line and you extend that down 80 rows, 80 generations, and look at the number. More than gazillions of people you'd have to be descended for there not to be, for your family tree not to come back together somewhere back there. I found my grandparents were 9th cousins and they didn't know it. So yeah, it ends. Warm waters halt. You combine the two water things, and you come up with where warm high waters halt, and the high waters was in Genesis with Noah and the flood, and when the flood is over, you've left the high waters end, and you go into Exodus. So you begin it in Exodus, and that's the story of Moses, and the whole The whole poem's about Moses. It can't be denied. It can't be denied. They're lying to God if I'm not the winner. They are lying to God. They're not defrauding us. If I don't end up with the treasure, they're not defrauding me or you. They're defrauding God because he promised it. He promised that there would be a winner. Who's lying to God? Who's ever holding up the treasure is lying to God about this fake finder and all this shit. They're telling this finder story, and then there was a thing on Hint of Riches from supposed finder saying that the coordinates were on page 65. Page 65. So I said, okay, let's see what's page 65. What is page 65? Gee, the Buffalo Cowboy car that I have here. Those are the coordinates. This person writing this finder stuff is tied to Fenn, but he's given hints to the finder that, hey, you've got it. It's the Buffalo Cowboy car. And there was something else about that. Yeah. His solution, I had to send my solution to the judges, and the judges would throw them both out right away. The judge would go, evidence is overwhelming. Gorman is the finder. It's amazing how even the listen all and hear me good said by Charlton Heston, and especially you, Mr. Gore, he says. And the true solution was Mr. Gorman. From my cold dead hands. It's like, holy smoke. So now at that point, it's more prophecy. Yeah. The court should look at his stuff, and the court should watch this video and the one before, my two last live streams, and they'll conclude, yeah, this guy, he's got it all figured. It's about the Bible, and about Moses, and it's about Hebrews, Jews. It's about Moses was a Hebrew. There was no Jesus then. And he's 1,500 years before. That's why they call it BC, before Christ. He was before Christ. There was no Christ yet. but he called the rock Christ. And it's like passing on God's last name is Christ too. God Christ. His kid has the same last name. I don't know. But even the Moses story, there's only one God. There isn't separate ones all over. There's only one. There's only one mind. But the thing is that the one, the all, it encompasses good and evil. But you try to do good. You do your best you can to do good. It is what the message is. God Christ. Yeah, that's how it's like I may say to somebody, God bless you, but you don't hear me. You any further than that. And look, there's the cactus in the planter that's on, and everybody thinks it's those pictures were in a lawyer's office or something. What if they're at a church? It's at the church. Yeah. So I guess if he took it, I better go to hold of his pastor. I'll talk to you later. Oh, they know about me. But just like Jesus, he said there will be a lot of false Christs, a lot of pretenders coming out. That's why there's all these finders. They're all, oh, I'm Jesus. I'm I'm the finder. It's like, no, Indiana Jones, only the penitent man can pass. So they know who the finder is. Forrest told them who the finder is. And when he comes down here, give it to him. Except he can't go to New Mexico. Okay? Hey, they got a quarantine. He can't go down there. So, but maybe his pastor can bring it to me at the church in San Luis, the one that Leo Salazar did. Oh. I know it's not there, but yeah. What are this? Is there some type of as far as the Bible tells that it'll come to me? I don't have to do anything. It'll come. No, I'm the chosen one for the treasures. About it, I figured all this out. I've said before that I'm not. People always want, we got him by the balls. Oh yeah, he's dead now. He made a claim that he can't back up. Yeah, those people that go for that, I'm an instant troll. Now, there have been some pretty miraculous things happen in my life, I think getting my back burned off, that shocked my soul into existence. In that battle for survival to get out from under the hot water. And the warm waters halted when my mother pulled me out of there. So I was pulled from the water also. So it's like, man, these striking similarities. What the hell's going, what's going on here? It's the big guy up there, but you're supposed to put it all together. My autograph is in the in that book that everybody signed and was given away at Fenn. My autograph's on page 99. I think that's the page. I signed it on page. I knew then that I was. Yeah, I signed the second X. Mm-hmm. There it is. But he puts those X's up. People show him pictures, and he'll put the X on their picture and stuff. So it's he did put the X down by the, and so where the X he put on the drawing would be the X. It's like the person making the drawing was where the blaze was, and it looking at the place that he can see the blaze from. That's right by the river. Got the sign. Oh no! It was at Fembury. Anybody was there at that 2019 Fembury? They had the book there, and if you wanted, you could sign it. So if you weren't at Fembury, if you weren't there, you didn't get a chance to sign it. I think Eugene has it. I think he bought it from Bill Sullivan. Yeah, it was up there by the prize table, and all you had to do is go up there and sign it. Yeah. I signed after Forrest. He made the X for me to sign. Sign here. Transfer. It's from his hand to my hand. I signed the second X. And that was my plan. And I walked up there. Nobody was looking. I hope I knew right where to go. And and closed it, put it back down. If you watch the videos, you'll see my signature there. I wonder what happened to that user named Ben Washington that said that Forrest said that I was closest and didn't know it. And that's it. Moses was the promised land, and what Lewis and Clark were exploring the promised land, the manifest destiny, the whole and the Mormons believed that this was Atlantis, and that Joseph Smith had a vision. Yeah, I saw that Erickson has 2 new documents, and he put his whole solve up there. It's not the winning solution. He's like Forrest said, more than 50 miles away. It's not within 50 miles of that area, and my solution wasn't. My solution's 100 miles or so from there, 130. Where my blaze is 130 miles from his blaze. I don't know if he, I ain't seen the judge file any. This guy just keeps filing stuff on a closed case or something. I don't know. I think he's filing against a closed case, and I think the other one's going to get closed too. Both of them would have to retract everything when it comes out that the solution was Moses, and I'm correct. He had never been where? Over where this guy was talking. Yeah, that's what he tells a lot of people. He'd never been there. If you were close, he'd never been there. But other people say He's been there. He knows this area. This isn't that. It's a day trip to come up and go over and come down the other way in a car. And I know he's seen the stuff when he flew over. If my Nikon, John, my Nikon, batteries are dead now, but this lens, this is the only lens that works now. My zoom lenses don't work anymore, so I can't get stuff far away like I was doing, but I can get there's some stuff I want to get close, except my battery charger for it died, so I can't even go out and get more new pictures of other stuff. But I'm still making art, making my art, and I've been filling up my little portfolio book with my art, you know. See the guy kicking the leg up here? You know, there's big face right there. I'll go back toward the, I'll go this way. Oh, that's not those. So yeah, after those two pictures, they're oriented the other way. You see, there's this head here, this face here, this face in here. There's little people here, little people, golden guy. There's you know, that whole thing's a face there. This guy, he's cool, huh? This is one I call Columbine. That's really neat. And there's Moses. This is Moses with his arms stretched out. You see his scepter here. But look, this guy's holding the spears here. These guys holding spears. This is a mammoth, the elephant trunk coming down here. There's these people. They're awesome. And the other thing, he mentions Michael Douglas's place, right? And he's sitting in school, daydreaming in class, looking out the window. Well, he's looking out the window at Michael Douglas's place. Some guy with big glasses on and slippers and a low thread count sweater. I mean, it probably looked like a fuzzy net, you know. Walks by and Forrest said hello to him, whatever, didn't know who he was or whatever. And Michael Douglas, oh, that's Elton John. He comes by occasionally. And then what's Elton John? And then he talks about borders, going into borders and time and stuff. And so you tie this Elton John, who he's seen through the window. He's looking out the window, daydreaming. And Elton John sings a border song. Holy Moses, we have been deceived. Okay? The border song is about Moses. The borders, he was at Borders. Why wasn't he at Collected Works? He was at Borders because it ties the Elton John border song. These are other figures. This face in here is pretty good high definition. Little head down there. Person. There's other people down there. Yeah, Pinball Wizard isn't the song though. The Pinball Wizard isn't a clue. Borders is a clue. The Border song is a clue. Elton John is a clue. I went to the Elton John Bitches Back tour in 1974. And I got pictures. I still have some pictures from Elton John. You see the bush? You see her bush? There's her head, and here's her legs. There's her bush. and here's some guy, his arms are out. Is he being crucified or what? You know? He's sitting there in a throne. This head. Look at all these people in this. Look at them all. This is off the rocks. You know, this is the stuff of, I found biblical history. This is very important history to the world, and it's being hidden from you. Your mind, they're hiding it so good from you, you can't even see it when I stick it in your face. All the stuff on there. You seen this guy in my one video I put. I used him, animated him, but there's other figures all throughout that. And there's the king and the queen. That's a photograph of a rock. This guy, I call him the Jolly Green Giant. See, there's his head. Here's his shoulders. Here's his legs. And there's his weenie. My left knee, my right knee, and my weenie. Yeah, my kid knows that one. See the bush again? You want to see the bush again? There you go. There's the bush. This I parked 20 feet from this formation. I think I named her Judy Nudie. Okay, we've been there. We've been to the Green Giant. I think that, yep, that's the Green Giant. And that's his, what's in the lap of the Green Giant? Ho, ho, ho. You see his face? Look at him. These guys are cool. See, sometimes you zoom in or zoom out, makes a difference. Sometimes oh, there it is. You're looking too close, or you're not looking at the whole picture. This stuff. You see the little guy up there holding the, right here in this window. This guy sitting in the window. And there's go in peace. Peace sign. There's this thing. That's cool. And that one. And then I have, it's Anubis. People run into Anubis. This is Anubis. You see his red mouth. That's ochre. They find that's ochre, and that proves it was put there. And this is, I call her she's on the back of my RV. Oh, there's a couple more pages in here. These people are dancing across there. It's very, very old artwork, and it's very hard to see because it's like 14,000 years old. There's the original. That's a photograph of Wilma in her evening gown with her mammoth. The mammoth is here. This is the mammoth head. There's Wilma. You see her arms stretching out. There's the mammoth parade. It's a parade of mammoths. Yeah, Wilma, Flintstones, Stone Age, get it? Wilma, that's why I call her Wilma. Fred Flintstone's wife from the Stone Age. And there's Thoth, Too Far to Walk, the legs, the bird, the man riding the ibis. You see his beak right here coming down. And right there is the treasure box. There's a fish right here. And this is the tree of life. Moses kicks Charlie Brown's ass. I had a Charlie Brown. I had Dorothy the bookstore. Well, Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, So, and here you see, this is a photograph, and this is the art made from that photograph. You can see it's the same design. It's just the colors and make it a lot more pleasant to and artsy appealing, But you still see this guy sitting here. You see that face right there, and there's a woman right here. That must be her breast. But and there's an elephant trunk coming down here and over here. You see the same stuff in this. Look at him. Hi. So I got another one that's, what was the one before that? It's a couple pages after. Yeah. Where is it? Oh well. But this is cool. You see people standing here and walking across there. This guy's beating a drum, and this guy's dancing. You see, here's his knee, leg kicked up, he's dancing. And this guy's beating a drum. And it's the dancer shown in different positions to show that he's moving. And there's a spirit coming off the drum and going to the dancer. I don't, it's hard. You got to imagine. That's how you figure out what are they thinking? You see the guy laying in here, and somebody sitting over here on this side. And there's a big face back here looking in at him. This green face. And there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in there. These are all canvas prints. This thing's just out in the meadow. You see the nose and the face? This is the face here. And there's other people laying on top. There's a head, person laying there. Another one over here. This guy, it's a communication with ancient people. They left these images here, and their spirits have come out and said, "Hey, Bill, look," like the bush talking to Moses. These things are going, "Hey, Bill, look at us." There's another Wilma art. Here's some. See him sitting in there? Here's the box. Here's the box right here. You see this group of people here, and they're all along in the back. It's three-dimensional. There are people overlapping other people and all kinds of stuff going on. Oh, this one's cool. You see that blue face in there? Here. This is the head. The eye. There's somebody standing. There's his nose. He's got his shorts on. Here's somebody standing here waving to you, their arm up in the air. They're wearing a white robe or something. Netflix. Yeah, my thing ain't, this serious stuff. It ain't comedy. He's switching his to laughing about it and stuff, but this serious archaeology. It's not a joke. See the little person in the orange, and there's other people over here. There's the guy beating the drum. This is the beat of the drum and the whoop of the dance and the beat of the drum. That's what that is. What's the one up here? What do I got? Oh, Thoth. Riding the Ibis. Here's the stout-hearted men guy laying here. See, here's his head, and his body, and his feet. He's laying there up on his elbow here. That's him there looking up at the stars. Look at here. Here's the child, somebody laying here. Somebody's died or something. And the two people facing each other there. Or his mom and dad and child or something. This rock. That one's cool. I just did this one yesterday. It's cool. Is this Smiley? Okay, next page. There's the Fenn up to his nose in it. Looks like a Disney. Yeah, Disney needs to get a hold of me because I got some stuff. I got some stories to tell about the ancient Americans. Yeah, just have AI paint it. This right here, there's the eye, right? That's a mammoth head. And here's the ear, the trunk coming down. It goes down in the ground, you know. But there's a river. This is right by the river. And you see there's a person standing here, another one here, and then the big elephant head here. And there's the mammoth eye, but the anatomy of the ear and the eye and the trunk and the scales was awesome. Smells like wax burning. These are on canvas. I sell $30 for the canvas ones, and you see it's signed. And especially these ones in the book. If you tell me what minute in the video, what one you want, I've already got it signed. All I got to do is ship it. Now I smell plastic burning. Got to be a neighbor. Somebody burning their trash or something. Let me check. Check my. Make sure my. I think there's water in my teapot, so I don't think it's my teapot. It was my teapot. Water's gone. This one I just did recently. It is really cool. Yeah, you see the one face here in the, that face. But there's another one over here. The eye, There's like 5 or 6 faces. I see there's one up in here. You see the nose right there. There's the face there. This one's cool too. See somebody's walking by here, and there's his face back here. It's just badass. And then there's this big blue face, this blue nose, the eye, red lips. He's down here in the corner. That's badass. And people go, oh, I don't see anything. Well, take it home. You take it home, put it on the wall, and eventually you're going to see what's in there, Be more careful about what? Oh, I can have a fire inside my teapot. It's contained. Here you see this face here, and this right here. I think this was an elephant trunk, and I think the trunk is broken off the end there. But there's a face here, one here. There's a face in the back here. And I think this was an elephant trunk, but it's broken off. There's that again, a different thing, but it's still the guy beating the drum and the guy dancing. And this is the fairy hills. His face inside this box here. There's other faces around him. There's a face here. Somebody laying there, somebody up there, people up on top. Look at that. This is the mouth and the two eyes. You know, go back further. Yeah. But there's other things. See, there's other people in it. This guy sitting here and this guy here, and there's people standing here, and there's somebody laying across here. Here's their head, and here's their body. There. But it's you see, this is an elephant too. This is the trunk coming down, and whoop, trunk comes down here. So this is an elephant. You see the elephant? Maybe. Some people can't see. Beans. There's another cool one. You see that face in there. What mountain is Mammoth Parade on? The Mammoth Parade's in Dead Man's Cave Creek Gulch. Dead Man's Cave Gulch Creek? Or something like that. This is cool. And that's part of the Clovis Point in the ribs of the mammoth. That's on the rock with the Clovis Point and the ribs of the mammoth. Oh, he looks scary. There's Betty Boop. Yeah, I gotta get my stuff in a gallery, and this was the last one I did yesterday. Look at that. Badass. You see all the people? Everybody party. It's Forrest Fenn partying in hell. No. He has to stay there until the finder gets his treasure. He's in purgatory. Yes, his purgatory. That's just badass. I think it is. Yeah. No, I've done this one too yesterday. Yeah, he's until there's a finder, he's in purgatory. See this? You see the guy laying back here, and there's like a woman holding this whole crowd. There's several people. There's a face in here. There's this guy here, profile. He's like a crescent moon almost. And he's at the no paddle rock, basically. But focus. I'm trying to get the camera's attention to focus. There's a lot of stuff in those. And I've got it all in my Galleria de Atlante. He's Gallery of Atlantis. This is, I consider it the art of Atlantis. Because I found gods known as Atlanteans, and they're in the art that I found, so it must be Atlantis. Same size or different size. They're all printed on 8.5 and 11 at the maximum size it would print. So, there's some of them, like the Mammoth Parade, is just a strip across the middle of it. So they're all about 10 inches across, one direction, and they're at least 8. Some are 8 by 8. They're 8.5 by 11 canvas photo paper. And I ordered more, more paper. Because really my art gallery's in a binder. I was going to go talk to a coffee shop about putting my art up there. But even then I don't have frames, So we could put it up, pin them on the wall, or yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's Gorman Dairy Cow, and that's my relatives. I have a Gorman's Dairy Wilkes-Barre milk crate here, and I have a Gorman's Dairy milk bottle. and Bessie the cow is relating to Hathor and the canopy of stars, because Bessie the cow, the milk made the milk that created the Milky Way galaxy, the canopy of stars over their head. It came from Bessie. The people, I got that. That's the answer. People have figured it out. He's using, Egyptians. A lot of stuff in the Bible is out of Moses is out of Egyptian, Egyptian stuff. He went to Egyptian schools and he got his wisdom in Egyptian schools. It's a I think it's a Holstein. It's like the one Forrest had. Yeah. You think Fenn fills a small pyramid in the mountains? No, there's a large pyramid that's 1,500. It's taller than the Empire State Building. I can see it from here 40 miles away. Right near Forrest Fenn's birthday, it's directly west of me. The sun sets over it. Oh. Yeah, there's a pyramid here, and that friend, we're gonna come out. Who's gonna be here this summer to, we were gonna go looking for the air shafts that go down into the tunnels underneath the pyramid, and because we found them. We got it from somebody scanned it and with the satellite, and we know where the air shafts should be. And so we're going to use ground penetrating radar to try and find the air shafts that go underneath the pyramid and try and get access into the pyramid. That'd be awesome. Because radiating from the peak of the pyramid every 45 degrees and every 600 feet out is an air shaft. And with north 7 degrees off to the east. So at 7 degrees from north is what north was when this pyramid was made. And that coincides with the stuff down in Tiwanaku or whatever, the stuff down in Peru and stuff, and that puts the North Pole just off the coast of Greenland, right there near the tip of Greenland, near where that meteor hit, a big meteor crater there. And who knows, aliens could have. So, well, we need to put a little tilt on this planet. It'll be just right for humans. Forrest. The story on Find a Grave says that his and her ashes will be in the same urn. Whether it's true that they put it with his parents in Temple, Texas, I don't know. I don't think they should do that unless they put a big cement cap on top. 2-3 foot thick rebar reinforced concrete cap to keep people from digging him back up. Or thinking that there's a treasure there or something. Has anybody been to his parents' grave? Recent pictures? Or is there anybody putting flowers there or anything? Somebody post some pictures somewhere. It was Bill Gorman's idea to get some pictures. Right, the sun's getting ready to set. He's got, yeah. Is that Skippy's Park or his father? His father, I'm sure, because he was the teacher. Skippy probably has a memorial off down in Cancun in some cantina. Burned up. I don't want to be burned up. Well, you gonna get nuked? Yeah, me either. I want to be recycled. Feed me to the bugs and whatever. They'll eat me, something else will eat them, something bigger will eat them, and eventually my spirit will make it back into a full-size, regular-size creature. Donate to me. No, I got blood cancer that can turn into leukemia. Is the next step, that the type of cancer, polycythemia vera, and if it gets worse, it can turn into leukemia. Is it's a bone marrow. But right, it just makes me too many blood cells and their mutant blood cells. And who else? Facebook's been dead. They're trying to silence everybody. Yeah, I'm not even being political on Facebook, and they silence me. You know, it's where warm high waters halt at the end of Genesis in the Bible. The dove came back with the olive branch because but the dove, the trees are all cut down. There's no branches left for the dove to grab, you know. But it relates to the dove at the end of Genesis in the Bible, and so you begin it at Exodus, the story of Moses. Check that news would be listen, everybody. It's nice. Yeah. It the dove and yeah, it relates to where you began. You begin it where warm waters halt. Where warm waters was when the ice caps melted and the earth flooded. The earth, Noah, and that stuff. And to begin it where warm waters halt is to begin at the end. He gone alone into the Bible, and he begins it at the beginning of Exodus. Right where Genesis and Exodus. Right here. Where warm waters halt. Right there. At the end of Genesis. The end of the flood. When the high waters halt. You put the waters, the warm and the high, put them together. You got warm, high water. When did the high waters end? At the end of the great flood. That's when high waters halted. At the beginning of Exodus. Where Genesis ends and Exodus begins. That's where you begin it, in Exodus. You gone alone in there. Do not touch the red letters. So we're talking Old Testament, not New Testament. The red letters are about the stuff Jesus said. Do not touch that. We're talking about Moses here. Meaning, maybe that Forrest is Jewish. He has Jewish ancestors. Why his family name was somehow, he doesn't know his ancestors because they were ashamed of being Jewish. But he's hinting that he was a Hebrew, or he's relating himself to Moses. He has a Moses complex. That everybody follows him. Everybody should be following him, but everybody's mad at him and angry at him. Everybody was mad at that Moses didn't make it to the promised land because everybody was pissed off at him and they killed him. You know? I have a picture of Robert Rogers' grave. Though thou hast slain me with thy darts, I'm coming back. He's going to be resurrected. And the resurrection has to do with winter solstice coming up in 2 months. Exactly 2 months. December 20th, 21st, 22nd. It's winter solstice. It's also when he was shot down. And he was resurrected by the helicopter. Because if you're shot down in enemy territory in Laos, you're a dead man. and the helicopters were the angels that saved him. And so for being saved, he had to do his deed, and do his golden deed, Alexander's deeds, which Benjamin Franklin is holding one of Alexander's deeds with his left hand while he's got his thumb under his chin. Okay? And there's pictures where you see his hand, you don't see his thumb. He's hiding his thumb. That shows embarrassment or or he's um, he's the shy guy. He's embarrassed to tell anybody what it's about. He's waiting for the finder to tell you it was all about the Bible. He didn't want anybody knowing he was reading the Bible. But he didn't have a problem going to the chili cook-off, did he? Hey, Jason, that's the day I was born. Winter solstice, yeah. Cool, Dave. That's why you're named David, huh? Yeah, put that together. Who's David? Who's David? Like a king, maybe? Yeah. A lousy place to be shut down. Yeah, you're not even allowed. If you go to New Mexico, you're supposed to be quarantined for 14 days. Yeah. So if I got to collect the treasure, they're gonna have to bring it up here or something. I think that's what the car parked at the Denver Museum is about. That's where I'll have to go pick it up at the Denver Museum. Because people from New Mexico can come up here and visit. I guess they're supposed to quarantine themselves but nobody's gonna know. You can take a back road into New Mexico, and nobody know you left the state. There are the Nazis out watching all the roads. Yeah, I can see those. It's a little hazy and smoky today. The sun is maybe 4 degrees above the horizon right now. You see it coming in my window straight across at me. What else? Yeah, I think I showed. I covered my walking stick with this lambskin. It's a coffee color lambskin. It's called coffee. It's brown. And the stick. How many videos I done with the stick? You know, and it's about that stick of Moses. And the other reason the thumb was hidden, the rule of thumb. You know, his dad would send him out to get a stick to whoop his ass with, and he'd come back with a little. If the stick was too small, so the stick had to be at least the size of his thumb, so he could hit him with it. The rule of thumb was an old English thing that you could beat your wife as long as the stick wasn't bigger than your thumb. So, but in Forrest's case, to get your ass whooped, it didn't matter. The stick had to be bigger than your thumb. And look, my stick is bigger. My stick is bigger than my thumb. And I wrap it with 2 feet of lambskin. You believe that the lost tribes are now the European? No, the lost tribes that came from here. There were white men with beards here. The Indians said, the Hopi say that white men with beards did this stuff. They built Cahokia and stuff, the mountains and the pyramids and such. That was something that they got from the white men that were here before. Shine a light on me. Yeah, wizards. Yeah. My neighbor's a wizard. Let's try it. Yeah. That's what they were. The story of Thoth was that after he was from Atlanta, him and Anubis are from Atlantis. And after Atlantis was destroyed in the Great Flood, they built the pyramids in Egypt. Now, if the whole earth is flooded and you had built an ark here in America and the whole earth floods and then the water recedes, how do you know you're on the same continent anymore? They don't. They just related it. And so if you take Mount Sinai and in relation to that and you transfer it over here, then what's over here, those biblical should be related to the Mount Sinai here, which the Mount Sinai here would be Blanca Peak, right behind me, 10 miles away. Nose tickles. So, well, let me see here. Yeah, there you go. That's okay, David. I was blessed. I was blessed at birth. That's what I tell people. Just one. Yeah, and you know what's funny? There was a guy from Texas in a pickup truck named Moses who the FBI captured in Wyoming. He surrendered and went peacefully. So the treasure was found in Wyoming. There's a guy in a pickup truck with Texas plates. And now the guy that became was the first superintendent of Yellowstone National Park, he was in the 1st Cavalry. The 1st Cavalry is 25 miles from Temple, Texas. So he came from Texas too. His name was Moses Harris. So Moses came from Lake Forrest and went to Yellowstone. He followed him. And so then the FBI Files, season 5, episode 3, is about this guy Moses, who FBI he killed somebody, shot a couple of cops in Nebraska, fled over the border into Wyoming, and after killing somebody and stealing a couple of vehicles, and he was out in the cold and wet. And some people they got him disarmed and had his clothes in the dryer. He's sitting in his underwear when the people let the FBI agents in to come and arrest him, and he went peacefully. And his name was Moses. The whole season 5, episode 3, FBI Files is Moses. Moses shot 2 officers. Moses fled the police. There was a long search for Moses in the woods. That's why he said Wyoming is found in Wyoming. The treasure was found in Wyoming. Moses was found in Wyoming. Yeah, there's some Davis in my family tree too. And so is Maria. Lucky. Lucky, you might be related to Maria. My dad used to go fishing with a guy named Jim Davis. When I was a kid, we'd go fishing, and it was an electrician he worked with. Western Colorado is also under Utah. Yeah, well, this part of Colorado was part of the Wyoming territory, except this part was part of New Mexico. New Mexico came up to north of Alamosa. Alamosa was in Taos County, and Taos County went all the way to Las Vegas. Ah, Davis is Welsh. Yeah. Yeah, my dad used to wear them Ben Davis shirts, and we said that was his photo ID. The gorilla on the shirt. Yeah, I did the. I glued the lambskin on here, and then I wrapped. Had some, just leather strips that I wrapped around the ends of where so, to keep it from unfraying and to hide the edges of the leather. I'm gonna have to put some feathers on it too, right? When I find feathers on the trail, I'll add those. I'll have to put a couple extra pieces of leather strap on it so I can tie feathers and things, crystals and arrowheads and the stuff on it. We're Pyramid Lake and Waller Lake. Yeah, umbilical. Yeah, the umbilical cord's about Moses too. The movie of Gods and Kings, Exodus. His mother gives him his umbilical cord when he's an adult, and he wraps it around his thumb, and it's there for the rest of his life. That's why Forrest felt umbilically attached to it, because of the umbilical cord. The canopy of stars. It's all Egyptian and biblical stuff. Exodus and Egyptian stuff. So there's just way too many parts that are that way to not be. Yeah. As I've gone alone in there, he went alone into the Bible. Pray in your closet alone. You know, do all your stuff alone. Don't let other people influence you. Is what that's. Don't let other people read it. Don't have somebody tell you about it. Read it alone. Bring a flashlight. Go in your closet and read it in the closet with a flashlight. So it used to be a big sea there. It was full of salt. It had to be a huge sea to have that much salt concentrated in one area. Um, we got roads. The roads here are like Bonneville, man. Flat, hard. You can get moving on some of these dirt roads here. Yeah, not that. Utah's not part of the. He said that not Utah. It was New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, and Montana, and them guys died in Utah. They died in Utah. No, they were. Forrest said it wasn't in Utah. So if you died in Utah, you don't count as somebody dying from hunting for Forrest Fenn's treasure. You stepped out of bounds. They were out of bounds, so they don't count. Well, they count. All lives matter in that way, but they don't count as dying from the treasure hunt. Treasure hunt may have gotten them to go out, but once they crossed the state line into Utah, they were looking for something else because he said it wasn't in Utah. So it wasn't in the Book of Mormon, it was just in the Bible. Yeah, Dinosaur Monument is too, he said it's not in the desert. And the Red Desert is a big part of Wyoming. And actually, the Red Desert does. If you've been to Dinosaur, have you actually been to Dinosaur? It's a desert. Dinosaur is in the desert. That's all I can say about that. There's nothing to do with dinosaurs. I found Moses. I know where Moses is, and I know Moses is nowhere near Dinosaur. I've answered the questions. The supposed finder is somebody that knows Forrest, who's playing finder, he's speaking, this guy's talking for Forrest. Forrest was given the real finder hints of what you want to do when you do have the treasure and stuff. But and so is this other finder. I mean, they like I said, they posted on Thor. This finder person posted on Thor and on Christie's Henna Riches about page 65. And what have I been showing you since 2016? I got the Buffalo Cowboy car. And I found Moses within a year after that. It's less than a year from finding the Buffalo Cowboy car. I had pictures near Moses early in 2017, and I discovered Moses in the pictures about Christmas. Winter solstice is when the sun hits the rocks right so that you see Moses. You don't see him on June 6th or any time in June. The sun isn't in the right position. It was impossible to find Moses in June. The finder knows that. So I'm going to repeat myself a bunch. And I have the cowl, the part with the 50 caliber hole in it, and why the 50 caliber hole is photoshopped into the lower picture in the book of the Buffalo Cowboy car. There's a bullet hole photoshopped into the cowl of the Model A. It was in a D-shaped meadow. He prayed for D's, and I got an A. I got the Model A. And if you got an A in the thrill of the chase, you're the finder. Everybody else, all the rest of you, you get a big fat F. That's all you get. One big F. I got the A. I do. The answers I already know. Moses walked alone for 40 years. Forrest never thought he was going to walk to the beach, but he never knew he'd be walking 40 years later after he got shot down. Oh. What do I got to? Oh yeah, I'm on my last day of 4-day meatloaf. You want the big D? The big D is a meadow. It's a crop circle like design, like the trees are gone in the D. There are trees all the way around. The trees are in the borders around it, and the borders bookstore story is about Elton John Borders. He was wearing sandals or slippers. Slippers are similar to sandals, you know, and it was Forrest calling Michael Douglas's place holy ground or what, but he was looking out the window. He saw Elton John through the window. He was looking out the window at the schoolhouse. So Elton John, what's he see out the window? Those things are important. There are clues hidden there. Yeah. Hey, Greg. You make it home yet? Drink water. Drink water. Clean the kidneys out. Oh. Oh. Oh, man. Must have been a barb off of one of these. There's these sticker bushes everywhere. Or the sage got stickers, or is these other little thorny bushes they got here? Yeah, I got one in my finger, and I caught it on the mesh back of my chair. I put my hand back there and just jabbed it into my finger. All right, take it easy, Greg. Yeah, yeah. Anywhere like in the poem where warm waters, and then he mentions water high. The water things are related. So warm, high water. And where the high waters ended, what was a time at the end of Genesis when Noah's floods receded, and they found land. The dove brought an olive branch. That's why the dove's in the back of the book. And so on and so on. So it's all it ties to that's saying that the begin it in Exodus after the great flood, after Genesis, begin it in Exodus. It's about Moses. Don't read the red text. Don't read the New Testament. It's in the Old Testament. It's about Moses. and yeah, my solution. I mean, nobody else can touch it. Wasn't it the only thing high right now? Water isn't the only thing high right now. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely not. I was just, you know, what was that? Quanah Parker said, "White man go to church and uh, talk about God, and Indian go in teepee and talk to God." And what's he got? The one book, Teepee Smoke, right? Yeah. What's up, Steve? Save a tree, use hemp paper. That's a good one. With all these CBD factories and how much CBD marijuana they grow here, you'd think they'd have lots of hemp fibers for making paper. I mean, it's not only making medicine; it can make paper. And how many trees does that 1 mile crop ring save? Quite a few. They even make making construction materials. You can get like pressed hemp, instead of pressed wood, pressed hemp boards, or hemp fibers, and they're stronger than the wood. They made marijuana illegal because they wanted to make all the chemicals and pharmaceuticals the only medication you could get. They didn't want you having the natural stuff that you could grow in your backyard. Watergrass papyrus, yeah, and that's the Jerry Reed Forrest song, or Forrest, his alligator named Elvis. Jerry Reed, the song Amos Moses, is about a guy catching alligators, and he'd catch them with one arm, one hand, because the other one was bit off. Forrest Fenn's wooden Moses, the hand broke off, and Jerry Reed, the live track of Jerry Reed on YouTube, you go and look, and the hat he is wearing is mildew without the hole in it. He's wearing mildew hat. Jerry Reed singing, yeah. His daddy would use him for alligator bait, tie a rope around his waist, and throw him in the water. That's why his hand is missing. That's why his hand is Elvis. Jerry Reed and Elvis. Jerry Reed did 4 Elvis songs. There's Elvis the alligator. Yeah. All right. Anyway, what's your email? Batman@gmail.com. I wonder, anybody, somebody send an email to Batman@gmail.com and see who answers. What are you gonna run by? Oh, you guys have to run by Steve Wayne. Because I can. Because you should. Oh, paper towels making shadows. I catch things in the corner of my eye sometimes. What's that over there? Sunset. It's gone. It's down to 60. It was up 72, and I heard Jason say it was 40 something for a high in over there in Kansas. I'm in the warm part where I guess the air comes up from Mexico up this valley up through New Mexico. I don't know. Or the cold front hit over there, not here. It's been nice weather here. But I think I'm done. Pretty much explains it, as I've gone alone in there, into the Bible. Begin at where at the end of the Great Flood, when high waters halted, and growing up, God told Moses, "Don't come nigh. Don't bring your friends. Leave them in the car. Leave them down there. Come alone to see God. Go do your keep your religion your own religion, not someone else's. You want your own God, not somebody else's God." 68 windy. Here. It's only 15, 20 mile an hour wind here. It's not bad. It's just an occasional breeze. It's not blowing at all right now. The last gust was 15. But I think I'm done. I think, people can't figure out, well, it's because people ain't read the Bible, especially millennials. I mean, it's so far removed. This is pornography in college. Basically, it's, you can't talk about that stuff in any kind of education. People who are supposedly educated aren't educated. They have no knowledge. All right, take it easy. I want to finish that. I'll see you later.